Welcome. Good morning, guys. Happy Wednesday. We are 1 day away from NFL football, guys. I'm excited. I know you guys are as well. In this video, I'm going to give you guys 5 running backs, count them 5, and a bonus. You want to stay till the end for this bonus. 5 running backs you need to trade away right now. Get rid of these guys. Sell high. Just dump them off your team because you either probably overpaid for them and they're going to bust. I'm telling you right now. So get rid of these guys. I'm telling you. This is your fair warning. Now, are all of them going to bust? Probably not. But there's a good chance that these guys are going to bust, or they're just not going to have the ceiling that you expect, okay? Like, I was, again, coming across another video where one guy was saying one of these players has got a high ceiling. None of these players that I'm going to mention in this video have a high ceiling, but they were drafted very high in drafts, so you can get a lot for them. You understand? The sheep want you to believe these guys are going to have an outstanding season, but it's not the case. So, guys, listen carefully. This is very, very important. Trade away, get somebody better, and I'll make some suggestions who you could get instead for these guys. Okay, guys? Very, very important episode. If you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up, drop a question as well. I'll try to get to as many as I humanly possibly can. But if you want direct access to me, now is the time, guys. Don't walk. Run to Patreon group right now, patreon.com/FF Counselor. Run over there right now and join this outstanding Lion Mentality community for direct access, waiver wire, starts and sits, optimal DFS, exclusive videos, amazing community, and so much more. Patreon.com/FF Counselor. Guys, you don't want to miss the opportunity to join. Get in right now. We go year long at the Patreon group. Get in there right now, okay? Because again, drafting is a big part of it, right? If you still had a draft, make sure you guys grab the 16-round draft solution. I'm still selling that, but that's a big part of it. But you want to maintain your team, so you want to make sure that you don't just get those 1-week waiver wire wonders. You want to make sure you get substantial players that could really, really help your team out, okay? So join the Patreon group and smash that thumbs up. All right, let's roll into it, guys. The first player that I have no inventory in at all, I think he's overhyped, is Devin Achane. This is a guy, top 10 running back in fantasy this year. If you drafted him, now's the time to sell high because you're going to be extremely upset when Raheem Mostert starts, gets all the goal line work, and gets a lot of the volume here. And they drafted the rookie right. Okay, he's a speedster as well. So you're going to be very, very upset with Devin Achane. Mind you, I think there's a couple games he does well. And he had the injury last year, so you got injury concerns. You got a major committee, and you're in a situation where, you know, he's not even slated potentially as the one. You got Raheem Mostert, who had an amazing year last year. Mind you, again, I believe Mostert is going to take a significant dive and a significant decline this year. Mostert will. Achane's definitely going to step up. And there's a ceiling. Like I said, the 7.8 yards per carry, he did a lot in the short time that he played last year, but I'm personally fading Devin Achane. I've got no stock in him. You want to sell high on this guy right now before you find out week 1 that it's a completely diluted running back situation. Okay, now we're going to review this again. We're going to go out. Maybe he has like a 30-point game, and you still want to sell because I just do not believe this guy's going to be consistent every single week. It's a committee. If they believed in him, they would have dumped off Mostert because he's old and never drafted right, or just maybe drafted right for depth. But again, I just don't believe. And there's so many other options on this team with Waddle and Tyreek. It's a disaster. I don't believe in Achane. I think the talent is good, but for fantasy in regards to consistency, I don't see it. I don't believe it. Let me know what you guys think, okay? Number 2 here, David Montgomery. Again, these guys are those mid-round. Well, David Montgomery's kind of mid-round, what was he coming off, like round 5, give or take. And all these guys, by the way, that I'm mentioning here, pretty much top 20 running backs. I'm not messing around here, guys, okay? Except for the bonus one, which I'm going to get to. Not a top 20, but you definitely want to be aware and just sell right away, okay? Number 2 here is David Montgomery. Again, listen, he had over 200 attempts last year, a ton of touchdowns, double-digit touchdowns, and that very well could happen again in this explosive offense that is the Detroit Lions. But again, like, I have question marks with him and Gibbs. Like, I just don't like the fact that it's a split committee, and it's turned me off Gibbs in a lot of leagues. I have him, like I said, in one league where I was able to get him in the 3rd round, just the way the draft order went. It was a super flex league. And I got him in the 3rd round. The snake draft reversed its order in 3, and I was able to get an early round 3 pick because I drafted I think 10th or 12th or something like that. So I got Gibbs in one league, but listen, David Montgomery is good, but he always misses time. He always gets hurt. He's always lackluster. He's non-explosive. And when you look at a running back, especially the problem is a lot of guys made David Montgomery their RB1. They went 0 RB, which is a terrible move this year, and made David, Montgomery their RB1, who is kind of a 1B, really. Like, he's going to come out on the first drive, probably, potentially. But Jahmyr Gibbs is just so much better, more explosive, more electrifying. Now, obviously, there's some attraction here because of that hamstring injury with Gibbs, but Gibbs looks good now. He should be ready to go week 1. But I don't know. I just have no appeal for this guy, missing time. And when I look at a running back, I'm looking for ultra upside, minimal committee, ultra explosive, ultra, like the best of the best, the cream of the crop. That's why I can't pass out on the Bijans, the Breece Halls early, right? I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to pass off on such amazing talent, right? So again, Montgomery, you can still trade high on him. He's got some value, and I would definitely dump him off for sure, okay? Now you're saying, well, Joe, who should I get? We're going to get to that in a second here, okay? The third guy here is James Conner. And again, another situation where Trey Benson's better. I would rather have Trey Benson. And here's the thing. Because James Conner is valued so high, make a trade for Trey Benson, right? And get something else on top. Get a bonus if you are lacking in a position or feel like you're lacking in a position. By the way, I want to go and tell you guys that you gotta have conviction in your team. Don't just go ahead and trade away guys that suck, guys that think are gonna suck. They could absolutely take off, right? You gotta have conviction in the guys that you drafted. If you got 16 rounds, you don't have some of these guys, so you don't have to worry. But you gotta you gotta have conviction in your team, okay? Now, these guys, again, if you have conviction in them, I don't. I just don't believe that Conner, who had 1,000-yard rushing season and was a backup his entire career, who had mediocre stats his entire career, is going to come and take the job away from Trey Benson, who was drafted with high draft capital, 3rd-round pick, and top running back prospect. This is Trey Benson's job. Mind you, maybe not for week 1 or week 2, but Trey Benson is the better running back here. Again, I would go ahead and trade James Conner. I have no comfort in him. And again, like I said, people are saying that this guy should be your RB1 with conviction, with high upside, which is crazy. How can you say this guy has upside with Trey Benson, who's a far superior running back? His broken tackles last year in college, go look at him. He's an absolute monster, okay? So James Conner, if you have him, I have no desire to have this guy. Get something. Get Trey Benson and, make it sweeter. Get something else, right? I have no desire to get this guy. I don't like him. Also, Zamir White, a guy that I'm high on, right, was coming off after a lot of these guys, after Shane Montgomery and James Conner, and he's easily going to finish ahead of these guys. Now, I think somebody in the comments called me crazy that Zamir White's going to finish ahead of Shane easily, without a doubt. He's got no committee there. Now, some people say, well, it's a bad offense. No, I think Devontae Adams is good enough to distract the defenses. He's a good enough receiver to demand that attention, where I think things are going to open up for Zamir White, okay? And, with bad quarterback play, they could rely more on the runs and the checkdowns, and especially with, Adams probably going to see double coverage. They got Jacoby Myers. They've got some good enough weapons. They got Brock Bowers. It's not going to be that terrible of an offense. And I think the quarterback is going to rely heavily on the run game. So again, if you're asking for who to trade for, Zamir White. I'd rather have Zamir White and all 3 of the guys I just mentioned. And you get him for a better value than all 3 guys that I mentioned, okay? Again, I don't like these guys, okay? 3 more to go here. Again, if you're new to the channel, guys, smash it, tap it, slap it. You don't want to miss the last 3 here. You want to get rid of these players you want to trade high on. Before I do that, guys, I am teamed up with mybookie.ag. Go use code FFC right now. Check this out. 100% match deposit up to $1,000. So you put something in, they're going to match it. So you get all this free play. Guys, this is amazing. Now's your time. Football is back. mybookie.ag. Head on over there, guys, right now. This is the place to be, guys, for your bets, spreads. And they've got a contest right now, guys. It's a contest for a football pool. Yes, a survivor pool. So get in on this, guys. I'm there. This is the site that I've been using for years. mybookie.ag, the code you want to use is FFC. Go create an account, put down your deposit, and they will match it 100%. Guys, this is massive, okay? 100%. Get ready. Football is back, and it's going to really enhance your game watching experience, guys. MyBookie.ag, the code you want to use, FFC. Go create an account right now. Get in on the survivor pool, man. Let me know how you're doing. Once you guys have signed up, drop it below. Let me know who your favorite pick is this week for your survivor pool. Which team's guaranteed to win? Okay, maybe I'll leave you guys mine as well. Okay, all right, guys, go do that right now. MyBookie.ag, code FFC. All right, let's move on to the next guy here that I'm getting rid of. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. Sell high on Christian McCaffrey. Now, I just read in the news. We didn't do too much news today because there wasn't too much to talk about. But CMC apparently back to practice finally yesterday. Again, good for CMC owners, but I just don't see this lasting a long time. I would strike a deal and get Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's next in line. Work something out so Jordan Mason is on your bench and you've got CMC's replacement as soon as he goes down, and he will. This year, CMC is going down. Now, some people say you're praying for a CMC downfall. No, I'm just telling you, law of probability, law of averages, what goes up must come down. Super Bowl hangover, just got married, showed signs of injuries in 2021, played 10 games those 2 seasons, coming off 2 big seasons, already showing the red flag of the calf strain injury. Guys, I'm telling you right now, listen good. CMC's going down this year, so it's better you get rid of him and get something good for him. Who do you like? Brees, Bijan, any one of those guys, and get Jordan Mason as part of a deal somewhere. If someone's got Jordan Mason, or if Jordan Mason's available on waiver wire, which he is in a lot of leagues, grab Jordan Mason, maybe even Isaac Orendo, but I think Jordan Mason's the direct replacement. Grab him right now. I'm telling you guys, CMC will go down. And when he does go down, and I'm like, aha, I told you, people are like, oh, you're so mean, Joe. You're so mean. How could you wish injury? I'm not wishing injury. I'm just telling you, law of probability. This guy is due for an injury, a catastrophic one. I'm telling you, his time is done. He's going down. So get rid of him, trade high. He's going to be good probably for a couple weeks. I anticipated as late as week 7, he's out. You know, even if he misses some time, again, I think it's going to be bad. So I don't believe in him. Get somebody who's trending upwards, not somebody who's trending down. Get rid of him, okay? 2 more to go. James Cook is my next one here. Now, I just don't see the hype with this guy. Had a good, decent year last year, but still very light on the touchdowns, 2 touchdowns, okay? James Cook, if they believed in him, they wouldn't have drafted Ray Davis, right? They wouldn't have done that. They would have just said, hey, we're going to just go run James Cook, sign Frank Gore Jr. Now, Frank Gore Jr. was released from the Bills and then signed back on, I think, to their practice squad. He's back on with the team. So listen, if they believed in James Cook, honestly, guys, they would have not drafted Ray Davis. Now you say, well, it's all about depth, blah, blah, blah. Listen, you've got a rushing quarterback who gets all that goal line work, 15 rushing touchdowns. They brought in Ray Davis to get that goal line work, to alleviate the pressure from Josh Allen a slight bit. They're going to throw more. They're going to rely more on Keon Coleman. He's going to be an absolute stud with all those free targets, and he's being slept on as well. So again, James Cook is not good. He is not that good. I'm telling you guys, listen good. He is not that good. And running backs just don't thrive in this offense. A quick example is Devin Singletary with the Bills for years and always sucked. Got himself into a good situation with the Texans last year and had himself a decent campaign, right? Running backs with the Bills just don't thrive. It's a committee. Josh Allen runs a lot, and James Cook is just not that good, okay? And very expensive draft capital. You want to trade him while his value's high. You know, you're going to see, even like James Conner, you're going to see Trey Benson get integrated with David Montgomery, you see Jahmyr Gibbs tear it up. These guys are going to have some bad games. If you want to wait a week to see how bad they do, you're going to sell low, or maybe you can wait till they have a good week and sell high. Up to you, but I just don't have any stock in these guys. I don't believe in these running backs. No. I don't believe in Connor. I don't believe in Montgomery. I don't believe in that chain. I see the only guy that's got real upside here is that chain. And CMC if he stays healthy, but that's kind of a given. But Chain's got that upside, but I still don't see it because of that committee. Same thing with James Cook. It's a disaster. You got a major rushing quarterback. I'm out on him, okay? Last one here. You definitely want to listen to this one here. And all these guys, top 20 guys. Easily. I think Montgomery's ranked 21st. James Conner's in there somewhere. Chain's a top 10 guy. CMC's the first overall pick. All overinflated guys, okay? Last guy here, again, before I get into it, guys, make sure you guys do join the fantasy front lines. Join the community, guys, right now. You will not regret it. Patreon.com/FFcounselor. Everything delivered to you on a silver platter. Waiver wires, optimal DFS plays, everything, guys, in there. Direct access to me. All right, let's get to it. Last one here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Number 6 is your bonus. Rico Dowdle and the seniors in Dallas. Now, again, everybody's touting Rico Dowdle. I'm not gonna pull up his stats. Go do your own research. The guy sucks. I think he was a 5th or 6th round pick. Rico Dowdle is the guy the sheep are promoting. They're saying, oh, and he's actually, doing the best in camp out of these guys. But he's the youngest, hungriest, washed up Cook, washed up Zeke. I just posted, if you guys aren't following on IG, follow up Fantasy Football Counselor. I did a post with Zeke Elliott dropping balls from that little jug machine that spits out balls, catching balls and dropping them. He sucks. He's washed. He was let go by the Cowboys and sucked on the Patriots. But again, I think he's good enough to be a pest. He's going to get over 150 plus rushing attempts. They're going to work in Dalvin Cook. Everyone's telling you draft Rico Dowdle. These guys are good enough to get pest away value and just depreciate all the running backs across the board. So none of these guys are worth being on your roster because it's going to be a ripple down, diluted effect on your team where you're just not going to get substantial amount of volume for these guys to make them viable enough. Now, mind you, there could be a game where Rico Dowdle has 2 touchdowns in a game, has himself a good game, but it's not going to be consistent because Zeke and Cook are going to be pests on this team, okay? I don't like the situation. I don't like Rico. Years to wow us, we're not wowed. What makes you think all of a sudden he's going to be the man? I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. I could be wrong, but again, I think the years to wow us, we're not wowed is a real saying. And that goes for James Cook. That goes for David Montgomery being a lackluster running back. It goes for James Conner. Guys, be smart. Aim for running backs that have upside. Guys that are going to be workhorses on that roster. And again, that's why I told you to go running back early because there's only a handful of those guys. Again, there's a ton of breakouts later. Audric Estime. You got, who else is there? I can't even think. Braylon Allen, if Brees goes down, he's got league-winning upside. Blake Corum, right? There's a ton of guys later. Kamani Vidal, whatever. I call him Kamani Vidal. Tons of guys later that could boom, predicated on an injury to their starter. Okay, this is very, very important, all right? So Tyrone Tracy Jr., another one. There's so many. So again, what I did is I went RB heavy, got a couple sleepers in the middle, right? Adding Zamir White as my RB3. And then I went some wild cards near the end. A Marshawn Lloyd, a Blake Corum, Braylon Allen, someone like that. I stacked a couple of them. So I've got 6 running backs on my team, 2 safe ones, 2 mid-pack ones, but always constantly aiming high in the depth chart. Now, you can't really do that with those guys that you stash because you don't know. Audric Estime is probably going to be the 2 to Javonte, right? We don't know. But there is some upside if their starter goes down or just lack of performance from their starters that has years to wow us. We're not wowed, okay? So, guys, go ahead, trade these guys. Do not have them on your roster. Again, that being said, some of these guys could have good seasons still. I'm not banking on injury for all of them, but they're just lack that ceiling. They're just better talent around them, or they're just better running backs to have. All right? Smash it, tap it, slap it, hit the thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have an outstanding day. I'll keep the content rolling for you. Starts and sits episodes coming. So much more coming down the pipeline. Football is back. I appreciate you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And go join the Patreon group, guys. Patreon.com/FFcounselor. And again, go join the Survivor Pool at mybookie.ag as well. And go get on the Survivor Pool, guys. Have some fun. Use code FFC. And again, that 100% match deposit is absolutely phenomenal, guys. Okay? That's your homework below here. Go do it, guys. Have an outstanding day. We'll talk soon. I'm out.